My name is Sean Cover, and I've been hunting for about 20 years or so. Started out when I was 11 with my father. I hunted in the woods and mountains of New York most of my life and never saw anything strange or weird, unless you count fox and bobcat screams, which at night are scary as shit. Sure, I read stories about Bigfoot, Wendigos, skinwalkers. I really don't think much of it. Not really too convinced of their existence. If I saw one, then I have a different mindset and would not go into the woods often. I did find something unsettling, and I don't know if I can go into the woods again. It's been a few weeks since I saw this thing. I descended the tree stand upon touching the cold ground. Next week will be December, heard about impending snowfall. I adjusted my rifle that was slung over my shoulder, a Browning MK3 with wooden stock, and a Vortex Razor HD LHT optic. Been in the tree stand for the whole day just about. Didn't see much of anything or deer, but that's typical when hunting. I started walking in the direction of where my car was parked. My boots stepped on the cold ground, some dried leaves and twigs snapping. I decided to come back tomorrow morning, a bit earlier next time. It started getting darker out. However, it wasn't dark enough to where I would need to use my flashlight, although that was soon, pretty soon. I hunt in the Green Mountain Range, and I live in that general area. It's a bit of a hike, but worth it. Suddenly, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. I felt as if I was being watched. Something in my gut felt there was something wrong here. Which is weird. I've been coming to this spot for over 10 years and never felt anything like this before. I looked around and saw nothing. But the weird thing was no birds, not even squirrels or anything like that. Just dead silence. It was definitely creepy without a doubt. Maybe a black bear or a coyote strolled by somewhere. I tried not to think about it. I continued my journey back down the slope and I heard a twig snap several yards away to my right. I turned and saw nothing. Grabbing my flashlight, I scanned and saw nothing, but that eerie feeling still lingered. I moved much faster this time, not really wanting to stick around. I get on the trail and began walking down it, my pace a bit quicker. I shined my light around in my right hand ready to sling my rifle at any moment. My light, about 30 yards, finally caught something. I sighed in relief. Oh, just a deer. However, looking at it, I felt a chill go down my spine. This was such an odd deer. Its legs were longer and bony. The body was almost normal, but very thin. What made me go cold was its face. Its eyes were more forward rather than more on the side of its head. Its eyes on the front of its face glared at me. Pale, white, glassy looking eyes. They didn't look natural. It almost looked dead. It just stood there and didn't budge at all. This was so unnerving. I was unsure if I should even go near this thing. I decided to try to scare it off. I started shouting and waving to try to shoo it away. Still, it wasn't deterred and just stared at me. I stomped, hoping that maybe, just maybe, it would get out of the way and move away from me. That didn't work. Officially creeped out, I unslung my rifle and fired a shot to the ground, hoping to at least get it to move away. After a few moments, its head jerked unnaturally at me, gazing towards me. It then stood up on its hind legs, looking so much taller than before. The sight would make anyone shit themselves. It certainly did for me. It took a jerky, awkward step towards me, and another, and stopped. We just stared at each other. Fuck this, I said as I bolted with a surge of adrenaline towards the left to get some distance from that thing. As I ran, its head followed me, turning almost 180 degrees, watching me. I snapped my attention forward and just ran, and ran. As I ran, my fear spiked up as I heard the sound of a twig snap about 20 yards behind me. I turned back and my stomach dropped. I felt my body go cold as I ran faster. This deer, if I could even call it that, was pursuing me on its hind legs, taking long, jerky, awkward strides as it moved. It was as if I was in a nightmare. The sound of hooves hitting the ground grew closer and closer, spinning around. I saw it. Its mouth stretched open and it had wide, crooked teeth. Unslinging my rifle, I fired a shot towards it, which made it stop a bit, and then went back to its pursuit. I finally made it back to the car, starting it up so fucking fast, put it into drive, and peeled out of there. In the rear view mirror, it took a few more strides and stopped, its head turning unnaturally to this one side to the other, and it slowly backed up into the tree line. I didn't stop driving until I made it home, and upon entering, I locked up everything. Door locked, rifle in hand. As you guessed it, I barely got any sleep. The sleep I did was only a few cat naps here and there. The next morning, to my relief, there was nothing, but the thought of that thing stalking me was still freaking me out. It had been many weeks since then, and every time I go into the woods, I am on more sense of alert. I can never look at the woods the same way again. I did do some looking up, and it seems I'm not the only one who has seen these not deer. I'm typing this all for y'all to hear and to read, so that way if you're ever in the woods and you see something that isn't a deer, it's really not a deer. If you see anything like this, stay away from it, don't go near it. There are many unexplainable things out there.